Hey friends, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So this is a very different video than the content I am used to posting. Normally my videos are all about wellness and workouts and mindfulness and living a happy and healthy life, but this is something that I have just been hearing over and over and over again, that this is a message and a story that I'm supposed to share. So I want to preface this video by saying we're going to be talking about death and transitioning and the afterlife and spirituality and faith. And if that makes you uncomfortable, then this might not be the video for you. However, I went through something recently that I will never forget. I truly believe this moment changed my life. And if you're struggling with illness or sickness or loss of a loved one, I think that this is going to really mean something to you, because it really means something to me. I'm going to try my best not to cry, but I make no promises. So I'm not going to edit this video. My hair is barely done, no makeup on. This is just really happening. So I recently lost, my whole family, recently lost a member of our family. My uncle passed away, my mom's brother, to a really, really gruesome battle with ALS. If you know someone who has struggled through the battle of ALS, it is, I don't want to say the most challenging thing that you can lose someone to, but watching someone lose their body's ability while their mind is still completely coherent is extremely challenging. It's extremely hard. And he fought, I'm already going to start crying. He fought such a courageous battle for, I think he had it for 2.5 years, 3 years maybe, and he was an absolute warrior. And he fought until the day that he passed, which is a week and a day ago. I have 4 uncles, my mom has 4 brothers, and I was very, very close to them growing up. And when I found out that my uncle passed, it was this moment of confusion in my body, because I was so relieved that he could finally find peace and he wasn't suffering and he could be freed from the state of his body. But at the same time, it didn't take away from the feeling that I'd lost someone that I loved and was a huge part of my life. So this is where it might be a little bit uncomfortable to hear part of this, but again, it is something that I will never ever forget, and you just need to hear this today. So my uncle passed away in Florida, and we are up here in Massachusetts. So my mom and I made the very hard choice to go down and basically bring him back up to Massachusetts, where the services were going to be. So we went to Florida together, and it was a brutal plane ride with my mom, who lost her baby brother. And we went to see him at the funeral home where he was awaiting his plane ride, I guess you could say. And at first I didn't know how I wanted to go about it. I didn't know if I wanted to see him. I didn't know if I wanted to be faced with that, if I wanted to have a different image of him than I had in my mind already. So when we got there, I let my mom go in and have a moment with him privately, and I waited in the front room of the funeral home. I sat there for about 20 to 30 minutes, let her have her moment, and it was really, really challenging in that moment to know what my mom was facing behind that door, and to hear her through the door crying and sobbing and talking to him and playing music that meant something to her and him, and meditations that they did together. But I let them have that space. So I sat in the waiting room, and my mom came out, and she said, I think you're really going to want to see him. Like, he looks so beautiful. He looks so peaceful. He just looks like Uncle. I want to leave his name out of this for privacy of his life. He just looks like him. And I went in with her, and we had a very deep spiritual experience in that room, just praying over his body and seeing him rest like that. It was really, really powerful. We took our time in there. Sorry, it's still very fresh. His services actually start tomorrow, so it's still very challenging to talk about this, but I can't hold in what happened after we left that room. So my mom is taking a minute to say goodbye. Obviously, she can't leave him. And once she finally like mustered up the courage, you know, and she said, okay, we're going to bring you home. We're going to take care of you. You can rest easy. She shut the door and she came up to me in where I had come out already in the waiting room. And in that moment, and I had been in the front waiting room for 20 to 30 minutes alone, silently sitting there, and everything was completely normal, so to say, at that point. And she came out and we were talking to the funeral director in that moment. And as we're asking questions and talking about my uncle, the entire hallway, I'm going to share the video with you, the entire hallway where his door was, the room that he was in, the entire hallway's lights start not flickering, but going insane. There's probably 9 lights that all start tweaking out and turning off and on and off and on and flickering, and all of them are flickering at different times, and it's like this little like sparkle coming out of every single one of the lights. And I will never forget like the feeling that came over me in that moment, because I knew it was him. And whether you believe in this or not, I really hope that we can keep the comments kind and polite and supportive, because this was my personal experience, but I could feel his soul free. I could feel him all around us, and my mom and I are standing there and we're looking at this hallway. I'll put the video right here so you can see it. This went on for so long that I was able to witness this moment, take it in with my mom, and I actually ran over, grabbed my phone, and started recording because it was such an incredible experience. I wanted to remember this moment and how we felt for the rest of my life. So we see that, and my mom and I are looking at each other like, did you just see this? Are you seeing this? And it won't stop. The lights will not stop going off and on, flickering, all of them in the hallway. And the funeral director, I'm thinking in my head, like maybe it's just a faulty wire, or, you know, something in the electrical system is shot. The funeral director looked at us and he said, I've been here for 25 years. I've never once seen a light flicker in this hallway or in this funeral home. My uncle was an electrician. And my mom has had this thing since he passed where when she mentions his name, lights in her bedroom will flicker. When she was at my Nana's house, they were talking about him, and my Nana's bedroom lights flickered. Lights that never do that. Never ever. You know, like sometimes you have like a faulty light bulb or something that just kind of like tweaks a little bit when the air turns on or whatever. I understand that happens, and maybe that's what you believe this was. I believe it was something so much more. He is finding a way to communicate with us, to send us signs, to let us know that he is more than okay. He's so much better than okay. He is free. And so we had this moment of just watching these lights go off and on and off and on and off and on, and the energy in the room was wild. Like, I can't even put into words what I felt. Like, I was covered in goosebumps. The lights would not stop flickering for 3 to 4 minutes. And the guy, the funeral director, is turning the light switches to try and get them to stop, and they won't stop going off and on. And it was his way of saying, I'm okay, I'm here. I am somewhere. I might not be here where you can see me or feel me, but I am here. And we just soaked in those moments, my mom and I, and we're leaving this horrific thing, right? We're saying goodbye to her brother in this room after seeing him, and it was extremely hard, but walking out of that room knowing that we got to, my dog's gonna walk right in front of the camera, walking out of that funeral home, we know that he was with us and that he was okay. He was connected. He was with my papa. He was with all of the family of ours that has already passed. He was in a better place, the most magical place, a safe place. And I'm not here to say that he's in heaven or this is a God thing or that this is a religious, you have to believe how I believe about this kind of thing. But so we ended up going to his favorite beach after that. We were so high on energy and emotions. We were just smiling ear to ear because we felt him. We knew it was him. And we went to his beach after that, the place that he went to with my mom, the place he went to with his wife, his favorite spot in the entire world. And we are walking into the entrance of the beach. And as soon as my mom steps onto the beach, she is swarmed by dragonflies. I've never seen a group of animals or insects like that ever in my life. Head to toe, my mom was covered in dragonflies. There were hundreds of them swarming, and they were huge. And everywhere she went, she moved over here, they followed her. She moved over here, they followed her. And dragonflies are, I'm a very spiritual person, so I believe in signs and signals and connections with people who have passed. And I just know my soul is connected to people for a reason like that. Like, I can feel and see and understand messages for a reason. So I can share this with you today, because dragonflies have a spiritual meaning of that someone who has passed, a loved one in your life, wants to communicate with you, wants to send a signal to you, is trying to reach out to you. And it was just like the most overwhelming feeling to see the dragonflies, to see the lights flickering, and to know that there is something after this life, and it's so beautiful. And I'm sorry I'm losing it, but it's made this situation so much, not easier, but I feel so much more full of love. It feels so much better knowing that I know he's okay, and that it confirmed for me that my grandma, who we lost, my husband's grandpa, who we lost, our best friend, who we lost, other family and cousins and people that we've loved. I'm sure you have a list of people who unfortunately you've lost in your life. And I just had to share this message because it's made the closure and the process of this whole horrific situation have a little bit more peace and have a little bit more faith. And for me, it's completely defined my view of the afterlife. I never doubted that heaven is real or that there's something after we're here on earth. Like, I believe in God and the universe and afterlife and heaven and things like that. And this just confirmed it for me. It just confirmed for me that I don't know what it is. I don't know where exactly he is. I don't know what he's saying it's like. But I am choosing to believe that in that moment he was saying, I'm okay, I'm here. And even though I'm not with you physically, I am all around you. And that's actually something that he said to his daughter like 2 days before he passed. He said, even when I'm not here, when you can't see me, I am always all around you. And to see the lights, to see the dragonflies, and then we're walking on the beach and we're finding all of these seashells that are in a perfect heart shape. And it was just the most beautiful, defined moment possibly of my life. It was definitely the most spiritual, connected 24 hours that I've ever experienced. And there's so many other signs that happened after that he was communicating with us and that we felt when we were flying home and planning his service. So if you are going through the loss of a loved one, I just want to say I am sending you so much love. I am thinking of you. I'm praying for you. I am sending you love and light. And I want to remind you that they might be trying to communicate with you. You might not feel like the people who you've lost are here anymore. Maybe physically they're not, but their energy, their love, it is all around you. It's in you. It is you. And it's just given me this unbelievable perspective on faith and spirituality. And I hope that you look up and you look for signs from your person, from that person you've been missing, the person that you just lost. And also, if you're going through maybe losing someone and you're afraid of what it's going to be like, or maybe you are somebody who is facing an illness or a sickness or a disease, I am so sorry that you're facing that, but I'm here to tell you that they're all around you. They're all around you, man. They're all around you. So I don't know. I just felt like I had to share this experience because I believe I've been given an opportunity and a responsibility, and like it's part of my mission here on earth to share stories, to share moments that have happened in my life to help other people. And I hope that this maybe made you feel a little bit closer to someone that you've lost, or maybe after you watch this video you see a dragonfly, or it lands on you, or you see something that reminds you of your person. Everything in this life is so intentional. Whether you believe in God or the universe or whatever your perspective is, nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens on accident. Like, it's all intentional, it's all planned. Every sign, every signal, every moment, every sound, every feeling, everything that you experience is meant to be. So I hope that you feel closer. I hope you feel more connected. It is not taking away from the pain that we still feel from losing someone that we love so dearly, but it does make you appreciate that even though they're not here, they are all around you. They're still here with you. So I love you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you felt something from this video. I appreciate you taking the time to hopefully be kind in the comments and maybe share an experience that you've had that completely defied your outlook on death or spirituality or the afterlife, and signs and signals that you found from someone who's passed. So maybe we can just make other people feel not so alone after losing someone that they love. So I love you guys. I'm gonna cut it off here because I could talk to you about this all day. Like, I have been sharing this with everyone I know because it was definitely the coolest moment of my entire life. So I love you. Thank you for being here. And I hope that this message finds whoever it needs to. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And I love you. Bye.